says they should try and rein this guy in. So he's doing a lousy job, but no, I'm not talking about that. Fortunately, we get to make a change in the next, 8 months or so. So, no, we're not planning on doing anything. We're very concerned. He's doing a little renovation for $2.5 billion of the Fed, building a renovation, and they have a close to $900 million cost overrun, and it's a shame. But the biggest cost overrun is the cost overrun for interest rates, because we should be paying 3 points lower, and we would save $1 trillion a year in interest if that were the case. And all it is the stroke of a pen. But no, I'm not talking about that. Fortunately, we get to make a change in the next, 8 months or so. And we'll pick somebody that's good, and we'll pick somebody. I just want a fair job.
Are you completely ruling out the idea of firing Jerome Powell?
I don't rule out anything, but I think it's highly unlikely.
There's lots of reports coming into this meeting that you planned on firing Fed Chair Jay Powell. Markets reacted.
Is that right? Those are reports, but they're not true.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Levin, and I proudly own and operate Puppy Levin. Puppy Levin is a pet care salon dedicated to caring for your furry companions. We provide certified dog grooming services along with boarding and doggy daycare. Our facility is family-owned and operated and promise personalized care for every pet that comes through our doors. If you're worried about your furry friend being lonely when you're gone, we also have on-site personnel 24/7 just for their comfort. Follow us on Facebook and call or text us at 814-758-9259 to make an appointment today.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
Sheer Design is Titusville's exclusive Paul Mitchell-focused salon. This full-service salon specializes in coloring, cuts, nails, and tanning. Owner Angela Saxon has over 20 years' experience as a Paul Mitchell professional. She and her licensed staff offer all cuts and styles for men and women of all ages. Call 814-827-0010 or stop in at 116 South Kerr Street in Titusville.
J. Gill Plumbing and Heating takes pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. With over 30 years of experience, our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. Our team is dedicated to making your home the ultimate place of comfort. Call today to get a free estimate. We also offer financing options and membership opportunities that provide peace of mind and cost savings. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online 24/7 at jgillplumbingheating.com.
If you're looking for a professional massage therapist, Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville is here for you. Ray and Rauch graduated from Slippery Rock University with a bachelor's degree in exercise and rehabilitative sciences with an emphasis in athletic training. Tranquil Moments offers a wide range of services, from Swedish massage to deep tissue, sugar scrubs to hot towel inclusion therapy. Like them on Facebook and visit their website to learn more about all the services they offer. Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville.
Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733.
U.S. stocks ended higher on Wednesday, with the Dow gaining about 0.5%, the S&P 500 climbing roughly 0.33%, and the Nasdaq adding 0.25%, marking the fifth session in six that the technology-heavy index has posted a record close. But a chaotic half hour ensued shortly before midday when news reports suggested President Donald Trump was set to fire Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, explains Liz Miller, founder and president of Summit Place Financial Advisors.
The big move was earlier in the day when a rumor came out that President Trump had said he was going to fire Federal Reserve Chairman Powell. And then we saw the markets react violently, both the bond market and the stock market, and the slow move back as that rumor or floated idea was increasingly clarified, and we were told that the president has no plan to fire Fed Chairman Powell.
Trump's denial revived equity markets as the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq were down roughly 1% earlier. Wednesday marked the second day of second quarter earnings results. Several big Wall Street banks reported stronger profits, which failed to ignite their stock prices. Bank of America and Morgan Stanley declined despite rising profits fueled by more trading activity due to market turbulence in the second quarter. On the flip side, shares of Johnson & Johnson, one of the S&P 500's best performers of the day, gained more than 6% after cutting its expectations for tariff-related costs this year in half and raising its full-year sales and profit forecast.
All right, let's take a look at that weather forecast for northwest Pennsylvania. Cloudy skies, stray shower, thunderstorm possible today, and highs in the upper 70s. Partly cloudy skies this evening, becoming overcast overnight with a low of 60. Friday, wrapping up the work week, partly cloudy skies, upper 70s. Saturday afternoon thunderstorms, mid 80s. Sunday morning rain showers, upper 70s. Monday mostly sunny with temperatures in the upper 70s. Meadville at 73 degrees, Cambridge Springs, Edinburgh 73, Titusville at 73, Franklin 74, Oil City 74 degrees here at 7:09. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Hey, it's humid out there. I was thinking, okay, yeah, it's going to be upper 70s today, maybe a little bit of a break. Stepped outside, I was like, whoa.
Gross.
Yeah, it's humid.
Gross.
Humid. Oh, stop. Side news here this morning. Some might remember pretty little baby singer Connie Francis. She has passed away at the age of 87. I swear we were just driving around and flipping through the radio and heard somebody talking about Connie Francis, visiting Connie Francis. Just heard a couple stories. This was a couple weeks ago, actually. And Connie Francis has passed away at the age of 87. Let's see. We've got Ashleigh English from the YWCA joining us later this morning. Tomorrow on the program, we're going to be wrapping up the week with Dr. Stephanie Feely from the Education and Training Center at Titusville. We've also got Emily Altamar from the Oil Region Alliance. They have a big ribbon cutting coming up next week. She'll talk about that. And Mr. Sports, Bruce Peterson, tomorrow. Speaking of sports, watched a little bit of the ESPYs last night. Shane Gillis hosted that, and I'm sure you'll read a lot today about that. I rather enjoyed it.
Okay. I didn't you just played a clip. That's all.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch a whole lot. I was kind of flipping through a bunch of stuff last night. Saw a couple of the categories, and maybe I can track down that list and bring you some of that. But yeah, celebration of sports last night, and a couple other things here this morning. Let me see. I don't know, just some interesting things. Oh, I know we're both big fans of Stranger Things. Did you see the official trailer came out yesterday?
I did not.
Oh, yeah. That's out there. This story, not funny, but I don't know how you can be mad, other than it's probably a really expensive fix. An airplane departing Shanghai airport was delayed 5 hours after an elderly woman tossed coins into the jet for good luck.
Oh, my
Lord. How can you be upset about that? You know?
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, I'm not sure this is appropriate at this time of the day, so I may skip past this story.
Okay.
I really would like to share it, but...
Go ahead, share it. What's wrong with it?
It's just not... There's a museum in Japan, and they have an exhibit, okay? And the whole exhibit is just animal behinds. But that's not all.
No, I saw it.
Okay, you
so
did?
wrong. And I'm like, I can't even finish this.
All I can say is, remember, like, when we had stickers?
Scratch and sniff.
Yeah, and that's exactly
the whole premise of it. That is so wrong.
So, yeah, that's something.
No.
We were talking the other day about chicken sandwiches, right? And we were listing kind of our favorite places to go for chicken sandwiches. Well, I've got some really bad news for us. The top 10 most unhealthiest fast food restaurants in the U.S. Did you see this list?
I didn't. Yeah,
this is the 10 most unhealthy fast food restaurants in the U.S. It's based on unhealthy ingredients in their menu items. Okay, the findings have raised discussion about the fast food industry's impact on public health and the possibility of menu changes due to consumer pressure. Are you rolling your eyes over there?
Go ahead.
Number 10 on the list?
Uh-huh.
This is the bottom of the list.
Okay. Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. 9 on the list, believe it or not, Little Caesars.
Oh.
8, Smash Burger. These are the unhealthiest fast food restaurants in the U.S. Okay, so Chick-fil-A, Little Caesar, Smash Burger. Number 8. No, this is tied at 8 with Smash Burger. McDonald's. At number 7, Quiznos. Okay, you know what? They don't know how to count here. Quiznos
so are we going to trust this list?
Quiznos is 6. McDonald's is... I'm just wondering now if this is... Yeah. Quiznos 6, McDonald's 7, Smash Burger 8.
The same people who made the animal butt zoo, but go ahead.
There you go. It's a museum.
Oh, museum.
Yes, it's a museum.
Sorry.
Number 5.
That's better.
KFC.
Oh, well, that's not shocking.
4 on the list, Dairy Queen. 3 on the list, Taco Bell. These are the unhealthiest fast food restaurants. 2 is Sonic.
Ugh.
And number 1 is...
Is it Burger King?
No, Wendy's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's according to that story.
So there was a part of it said something about like changing ingredients because of consumer. That's why I rolled my eyes. Like,
right.
Come on, it's fast food. It's not healthy. If you want to eat healthy, there's selections out there for you. Don't take this away from. No, as soon as you change something, it's like
they're changing all the red dye stuff, right?
Oh, maybe I don't know.
So I mean, I think there is a spotlight on
that.
Yeah.
Just don't change like. Anyways, some of the stuff. People will, like, oh, you shouldn't use this or this.
Well, it's like the ingredient change we talked about a couple weeks ago from that other fast food. Well, not is it fine dining. I don't know what you call it. Olive Garden, the breadsticks.
Oh,
remember?
yeah.
Remember, they said the recipe, everything is exactly the same, except they took out one thing in the flour or in whatever, and it just changed the whole chemistry of the breadstick, which is why it's different. But they said everything is the same.
It's just weird to me.
So, I don't know. But, yeah, there you go. I think most people know when they're going through fast food that it's probably
you're not
the
going to
best.
get.
We're in this society where we just, we're on the go. Mm-hmm. We live out of our cars. Mm-hmm. You're running kids around or going to 6 different meetings. That's the other thing we don't talk about a whole lot is you've got a lot of the same people that sit on multiple boards.
Yes.
And, organizations are struggling to get people to volunteer or getting people to sit on their boards. So you've got other people that say, I don't really have the time, but sure, I will help you out.
Yeah.
And they're running around. Again, is this an excuse to eat poorly? No.
But you kind of have, sometimes you just have to figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah. Yeah. And listen, I feel bad. People who are on a budget that go to the store, and we see it every single week we go to the store during the school year, and, families are trying to pick out food and snacks for their kids, and they're looking and it's like whatever it is for apples versus a couple bucks for a box of Ho-Hos.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
it's tough.
It is. We're going to get to birthdays and what we're celebrating. Today is the 17th day. I don't recall. Did you say yesterday was National Hot Dog Day or?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh,
you missed it.
I did. And
sorry.
Some chain, I think we're just handing out hot dogs yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The Nathan's hot dogs are obviously famous, right?
Sure.
And I see that. I think they were at one of our stores recently for the 4th. I almost wanted to get a pack just to.
Oh, they
just
were.
To try
you said
Nathan's,
something.
Yeah, just to try it. The famous Nathan's hot dog.
And I said focus.
You did. You say that to me all the time. Focus, focus. Mm-hmm. Put that down. Come here. Yeah. Hey, come here. You say this all the time.
Anyways.
But I've always wanted to try Nathan's hot dog. Now, of course, we're Smiths. It's a Smith family here. Mm-hmm. Only Smith's hot dogs exist 100%. In the world. But I still would like to try one. But anyways, yesterday somebody was handing them out. One of the chains, I don't remember which one. I thought, that would have been fun to know that was going on. Maybe we could have done a morning drill
hot dog
drive-by hot dog handout.
So what do you want me to
I know we should start.
You want me to research this?
Yeah,
a week in advance?
I think we're going to have to maybe take this to a research department.
Do you remember the last conversation we had about time and fitting everything in?
I know, but I could put the morning drill singers on this, but they're busy pumping out great content.
And I'm not.
Well,
I hear you.
Just saying. Just saying.
All right. Are we doing birthdays?
You want to get out of this conversation?
I'm just.
All right.
I'm struggling.
Who's celebrating a birthday today?
Actor David Hasselhoff is 73.
I think he's got some health issues.
Aw.
And I don't Somebody saw him out, or there's video of him recently, and he doesn't look great.
Huh.
Man, but I mean, Knight Rider. I know everybody talks about Baywatch. It was Knight Rider for me.
Oh, yeah,
Just a
we're that
cool
age.
car. No, I think it was just the...
Okay. Singer Luke Bryan is 49. Actress Summer Bichelle is 37. And that is all.
All right. Happy birthday to them. Happy birthday to you if today happens to be your birthday from all of us here today. Let's turn our attention to what it is we're celebrating.
All right. It is National Lottery Day. National Peach Ice Cream Day.
We didn't check to see if anybody won Powerball the other night.
Okay. You do that while I finish this, and maybe that will keep you quiet. National Tattoo Day. Tyro Singh Day. World Day for International Justice. World Emoji Day. Wrong Way Corrigan Day. Yellow Pig Day. South Asian Heritage Month. And that's about it. That's all. Sorry. It's not really a lot.
All right, so find something there to celebrate. I don't know. I'm guessing nobody won. The next drawing is the 19th. $288 million.
So nobody won. There you go. Today is National Lottery Day, so get your ticket.
And when's the 19th? Saturday?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, that could be the day. Get your...
Sweet.
So, yeah, buy your lottery ticket today.
Yep.
It'll
be maybe lucky for somebody.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe.
Simone Biles won Best Athlete for women's sports last night, the ESPYs.
Cool.
Yeah, actually, she won a couple things. Best championship performance. Best play was Saquon Barkley's backwards hurdle from back November 3rd. I'm just going to go through a couple of these. Best college athlete, men's sports, Cooper Flagg. Best college athlete in women's sports, Juju Watkins, USC basketball. Best athlete with a disability, Noah Elliott for snowboard. Best NFL player went to Saquon Barkley. Best Major League Baseball player, Shohei Ohtani, Los Angeles Dodgers. Caitlin Clark won Best WNBA player. And you can go online to get the complete list. Best golfer went to...
Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler, yeah.
I could tell by your tone I didn't watch it, so I'm just playing off your smirk.
Well, he's certainly dominated. Now, Rory McIlroy was in there for, I think, it was like the first award of the night. Best championship performance, perhaps? Yeah, best championship performance. I think he was in that category. And I believe Simone Biles was the only female in that category. And she had a nice speech about that. But, yeah, you can go online and get the list of all the others, but those were some notable ones. And again, the ESPYs were held last night to celebrate all the great things that took place in sports.
Sweet.
They had a nice tribute to Lee Corso, who will be, I think he's going to be at the first game day this year, and then that's it. Or they'll do a segment with him, and then he's retiring from College Game Day. But he made an appearance on the stage last night as they celebrated his career, which was very nice. And it's hard to believe college football is going to be starting up next month. High school football next month.
I know. I had a meeting last night that kind of put everything into a timeline and perspective, only to add to the current timeline of things. But it was like, oh, man.
Like official... Now, it was soccer, right? So
yeah.
Official soccer.
Yeah, events that are happening and when, yeah. Boom.
Yeah, it doesn't. He's like blink.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's crazy.
Time flies. We've got news coming up at the bottom of the hour. We'll recap the headlines, bring you the latest in what's going on Wall Street with some business stories. Donald Trump claims that he's convinced Coca-Cola to change some of the recipes. So we'll have a story on that. Now, he said to switch from sugar to cane sugar, but don't they already have that?
I think, like, it's the glass bottle has the cane sugar in it.
So
if you, like, a lot of the sodas that have cane sugar are the IBC or the whatever in the glass bottle, which I think there's a huge difference there, like, taste-wise.
Yeah. Well, this is what Coca-Cola had to say about it yesterday. And it's kind of funny in itself. But Coca-Cola replied to a comment on Trump's post, and Trump wrote on Truth Social Wednesday, "I've been speaking to Coca-Cola about using real cane sugar in Coke in the United States, and they've agreed to do so. I'd like to thank all those in authority at Coca-Cola. This will be a good move by them. You'll see it's just better." To which Coca-Cola replied, "All Coca-Cola brand products are wholesome beverages manufactured in compliance with the federal law." It's the wholesome beverages part
That's weird.
Yeah.
Like, how many words did you go through before you settled on wholesome?
Yeah. Wholesome. Well, is it though?
Nostalgic.
Yeah. I don't know about that. But anyhow, we'll have more on that coming up. Also, Mexico and Canada are meeting to discuss a stronger trade pact, and that'll be part of the business headlines we'll have for you here in just a little bit. Ashleigh English from the YWCA will be joining us in the 8 o'clock hour. I mentioned that tomorrow on the program, Dr. Stephanie Feely from the Education and Training Center at Titusville will be with us. She mentioned the last time she was on about the dental program that they're launching in the fall. And what's really cool is we had Kelly Clark on from Titusville Area Hospital, and the hospital is playing a major role in this. It's just really cool to see people working together.
It's such a great partnership.
Especially when there's needs, not just in our community, but in Northwest Pennsylvania, across the state, across the country, when there's needs for things. But you've got people here that say, hey, we can step in and help take care of the people here. And we've talked to Dennis. We did a great interview with Dennis from Meadville Medical Center last year, who said, like, offices are extremely busy. You try to get in for just a cleaning, and what are they saying? Like a year.
Yeah.
So
I mean, our children were told a year, but
we'll put you on a list.
We'll put you on a list, and they were called when somebody gets canceled. There's a cancellation. They'll go through their list, and they were able to get in within 2 weeks because it worked with their schedule at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, people do cancel, but it was just very challenging for them to get them in right away. So yeah, there's definitely a need, and we'll learn more about it tomorrow again. But it's just awesome to see people step up and do that. Also want to, maybe talk about this after the news break, but Armstrong presenting a nice check to the YMCA.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll help with a lot of things. There's a lot of great things happening.
Yeah.
All right, coming up on 7:30.
Because this board is not doing the job. because they should try and rein this guy in. So he's doing a lousy job, but no, I'm not talking about that. Fortunately, we get to make a change in the next, 8 months or so. So, no, we're not planning on doing anything. We're very concerned. He's doing a little renovation for $2.5 billion of the Fed, building a renovation, and they have a close to $900 million cost overrun, and it's a shame. But the biggest cost overrun is the cost overrun for interest rates, because we should be paying 3 points lower. And we would save $1 trillion a year in interest if that were the case. And all it is the stroke of a pen. But no, I'm not talking about that. Fortunately, we get to make a change in the next, 8 months or so. And we'll pick somebody that's good, and we'll pick somebody. I just want a fair job.
Are you completely ruling out the idea of firing Jerome Powell?
I don't rule out anything, but I think it's highly unlikely.
There's lots of reports coming into this meeting that you planned on firing Fed Chair Jay Powell. Markets
react. Is that right? Those are reports, but they're not true.
Swooping in to save you over 11 grand off your next Chevy truck. It's Community Chevrolet's newest mascot, Independence Dog.
Getting you approved by day, fighting crime by night.
With Independence Day savings running all month long, you can save more than 11 grand off MSRP on a new Silverado, or save nearly 3 grand on hot new SUVs like the Trailblazer and the Equinox. Follow Independence Dog to explosive savings this month at Community Chevy.
Interstate Pipe and Supply takes pride in providing superior customer service. That's why our dedicated employees are well trained and have the experience to offer friendly, quick, and reliable service and support. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Interstate offers fast delivery from our 4 locations in Western Pennsylvania. We also serve Eastern Ohio, Northern Western Virginia, and Western New York. Service means business at Western Pennsylvania's premier pipe and supply company, Interstate Pipe and Supply.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Welcome to Inspire Med Spa, the place you know and love for massages, Botox, laser resurfacing, and semi-permanent makeup. Now we're offering even more, including laser hair removal, tattoo removal, and hair rejuvenation. Our team is here to provide expert care in a peaceful, luxurious environment designed with your relaxation in mind. And with our newly added services, now you can get all your beauty services in one place. Visit Inspire Med Spa today, because you deserve to look and feel your best.
I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us, but try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same. But you have excuses because you're old, so it's okay.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at soundedouttogether.org.
Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom, ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
Whether you want to go and lead in your craft in the trades, whether you want to go and be that nurse or medical worker and have a real impact on lives, or whether you want to go and help that business improve its bottom line, this is the place, and now is your time to go with confidence, to go with skill, to go succeed. The Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville.
Vehicle shopping? Make sure you check out Titusville Ford first. Shop our amazing selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Visit us on Route 8 in Titusville and see why our customer service is a cut above the rest. Titusville Ford, your hometown dealer.
U.S. stocks ended higher on Wednesday, with the Dow gaining about 0.5%, the S&P 500 climbing roughly 0.33%, and the Nasdaq adding 0.25%, marking the fifth session in 6 that the technology-heavy index has posted a record close. But a chaotic half-hour ensued shortly before midday when news reports suggested President Donald Trump was set to fire Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, explains Liz Miller, founder and president of Summit Place Financial Advisors.
The big move was earlier in the day when a rumor came out that President Trump had said he was going to fire Federal Reserve Chairman Powell. And then we saw the markets react violently, both the bond market and the stock market, and the slow move back as that rumor or floated idea was increasingly clarified, and we were told that the president has no plan to fire Fed Chairman Powell.
Trump's denial revived equity markets as the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq were down roughly 1% earlier. Wednesday marked the second day of second quarter earnings results. Several big Wall Street banks reported stronger profits, which failed to ignite their stock prices. Bank of America and Morgan Stanley declined despite rising profits fueled by more trading activity due to market turbulence in the second quarter. On the flip side, shares of Johnson & Johnson, one of the S&P 500's best performers of the day, gained more than 6% after cutting its expectations for tariff-related costs this year in half and raising its full-year sales and profit forecast. Tariffs creep into consumer prices. What does this mean for the Fed? Joining us today is Eric Ditton of the Wealth Alliance. All right, Eric, we saw that prices ticked up a bit in June with today's CPI report. Where specifically are we seeing those potential tariff pressures?
Well, first off, in the words of Karen Carpenter, we've only just begun. And we have. The tariffs are just starting to get in there, but definitely we're seeing it in housing. You know, think about it, aluminum, steel, the basic inputs of housing, food and energy. And if you want to get specific, you're seeing it really in apparel, toys, furniture, electronics. Those are areas where we're seeing it. And look, the CPI number looked pretty benign, came in at 2.7, expectation was 2.7. Well, let's not forget it was 2.4 last month. And core is 2.9, so it's just under 3%. It's pretty far from the Fed 2% target, and we're just starting. So we got to be a little wary here. And if I'm Jay Powell, I'm not in a rush to cut rates. As he said, he wants to see how this plays out.
Well, President Trump, as we know, wants Jay Powell to cut rates now. So when is the soonest this happens? I guess there's no scenario under which they cut rates in July. What do you think?
I don't want to say it's a 0%. No one really talks about this, Lisa, but the bottom line is that since World War II, the spread between the Fed funds and the 10-year is generally 1 to 2%. So if the 10-year is at 4.5, really the Fed funds in a normal world should be between 2.5 and 3.5. Right now we're 4.25, 4.5. So it is too high. So they do have leeway, but I hate to use the word uncertainty. It's just been massacred. But look at what is going on right now with the tariffs. I mean, it's changing by the day. It's changing by the week. Canada, the EU, Mexico, copper just had its biggest spike since the 1960s, biggest one-day spike with the tariff on copper. So there is just so much that we don't know. And the economy is doing well. We're at 4.1% unemployment. What's the rush? That's what Jay Powell is saying. What's the rush? Economy's chugging along with rates where they are. Why do I have to cut rates so fast? Let's see how these tariffs play out. It's hard to disagree with that. Makes sense.
So when Trump pushes for a 1% Fed funds rate, is that a New York real estate developer talking?
For sure. We're going to see interest on the federal debt top $1 trillion. That's a scary number. And if I'm Trump, I want to see interest rates come down as soon as possible. Don't forget what happened the last time the Fed cut rates. Few times they cut it 1%. What happened? Long rates went up 1%. Didn't work. The market got scared. And Trump's got to be careful, because if he leans too hard on Jay Powell or replaces him and brings in someone who is a Trump yes man, we are endangering the dollar as the international reserve currency. The world has faith in the dollar for a variety of reasons, but one of them is the independence of the Fed. So I wouldn't really mess with that, even though, let's be real, Truman did it, Lyndon Johnson did it, Nixon did it. Trump's not the first president to try to bully the Fed, but we're at a very precarious situation here with the debt sitting somewhere around 37 trillion. It's not the time to play games, in my view.
So what else concerns you about the broader economy and the stock market? Because I know that you've been very bullish on stocks.
I really was very bullish on stocks the last time we met, because the negativity was so extreme. We saw really extreme numbers. And so we're talking today, it's a very good time to have this revisit, because the sentiment numbers have absolutely spiked the other way. There's a Barclays Euphoria Index. I look at all these things. And meme stocks are rocking again. SPACs, which were dead, are rocking. Bitcoin just made a new high. You are seeing all those signs again of rampant excess speculation. The Kathy Wood, the ARK fund, just had one of its biggest moves in years. So that, just like I was bullish when everyone was negative, this makes me tuck my horns in. I am cautious here, not in a rush to get really huge money to work. Although I told you, as you know, I still like international. It's been beaten up for so long. It's cheap, and there are multiple reasons to be in international as well as emerging markets, and both of those areas handily outperforming the S&P year to date. My biggest worry, Lisa, is the debt. It is the debt, because the big, beautiful bill confirmed our worst fears, even though there are some things in there I'm sure a lot of people like, but it confirmed our worst fears that there is no policy in place to address this spiraling debt. It's going to increase. Deficits are going to be there. We don't see a near-term solution. When does the market say enough is enough and the bond market demand sharply higher rates? I don't know when it is, but when it happens, it's bad for bonds and it's bad for stocks.
Donald Trump is not happy with his Coca-Cola, and he's doing something about it. The US president says he's persuaded the company to change the recipe for its famous drink. Trump says executives have agreed to use cane sugar in the US instead of corn syrup. "You'll see," he said in a social media post, "it's just better." Medical experts say there's no real health advantage in cane sugar. However, a panel convened by Trump has said corn syrup could play a role in childhood obesity and other conditions. Nutritionists generally just advise limiting the intake of all sugars. Now, US farmers may not be happy about any change. A corn industry body said a move to avoid syrup could cost thousands of American jobs. It said the result would be more imports of sugar for no health benefit. Coca-Cola said it would share details on new offerings soon, and thanked Trump for his interest in its products. Whenever a change comes, the president seems sure to be ready with a taste test.
Ambos estamos de acuerdo en que es indispensable.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum said on Wednesday that she and Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney had agreed to strengthen trade collaboration, particularly in light of the tariffs from U.S. President Donald Trump, set to go into effect on August 1st.
Y compartimos pues algunas.
We both agree that it is essential to respect the USMCA trade agreements, and we shared our experiences about the letter we received from President Trump.
Una carta con 35.
They received a letter with 35% tariffs, and we received one with 30%.
Ellos tienen también una mesa.
Sheinbaum said she and Carney spoke about the strategies both countries were taking to negotiate with the Trump administration ahead of the August 1st deadline. She added that Carney was set to visit Mexico, but that a date had not been set. Trump has sent a flurry of letters in recent days threatening to slap a range of tariffs on U.S. trade partners. He said on Wednesday that the U.S. will stick to the 25% tariffs on Japan announced earlier, and may have another trade deal coming up with India following a deal with Indonesia.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum on Tuesday criticized U.S. President Donald Trump's move to impose tariffs on Mexican tomatoes, which account for 2/3 of the tomatoes eaten in the U.S.
Número uno, no estamos de acuerdo.
First, we disagree. Second, Mexican tomatoes will continue to be exported regardless.
Número tres.
Third, I hope that next week we will be able to announce a series of actions that we will be taking with all the associations and all the tomato producers.
On Monday, the Trump administration announced a duty of about 17% on fresh tomatoes from Mexico. U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said American farmers have been, quote, crushed by unfair trade practices that undercut pricing on tomatoes. But Mexico's Ministries of Economy and Agriculture called the tariff on
When Vietnam negotiated with the U.S. government to lower its initial tariff to 20%, many people appreciated its success as they managed to negotiate with the U.S. government.
Sekarang pemerintah kita dari tarif awal.
Now, our government has lowered the initial tariff to 19%, which is lower than other ASEAN countries.
Ada di ASEAN. Tentu ini kemajuan yang juga tidak bisa dibilang kemajuan yang kecil.
This is certainly progress. Progress that cannot be called small, nor can it be called a small success. This is an extraordinary struggle by our negotiating team. This is an extraordinary negotiation by our president directly with President Trump.
Presiden kita secara langsung dengan Presiden Donald Trump.
This is a meeting point between our government and the U.S.
Amerika.
All right, let's take a look at that weather forecast for northwest Pennsylvania on this Thursday. Cloudy, a stray shower, a thunderstorm possible with temperatures in the upper 70s. Mostly cloudy tonight with a low around 60. Friday, wrapping up the work week with partly cloudy skies, upper 70s for a high. Saturday, mostly cloudy, mid-80s. Sunday, morning rain showers, upper 70s. Monday, mostly sunny with temperatures in the upper 70s. Meadville at 73 degrees. Cambridge Springs, Edinburgh at 73. Titusville, 74. Franklin this morning, 75. Oil City, 75 degrees here at 7:51. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Glad you're with us here on this Thursday morning. Fast week, getting you closer to the weekend. This story out of New York. A tractor trailer hauling a load of milk overturned in New York's Columbia County, resulting in what the local sheriff's office described as a significant spill. Columbia County Sheriff Donald Kraft said in a social media post that investigators are probing the cause of the single vehicle crash at the intersection of Galbauer Road and State Route 217. The tractor trailer, which was hauling milk, overturned on its side, resulting in a significant spill, according to the sheriff's office. The cleanup operation involved New York State Police, the Columbia County Hazmat Team, the Department of Environmental Conservation Response Team, and some others. So, yeah, that's a lot of milk on the road. The milk truck's driver was taken to Albany Medical Center for evaluation, where they said that he did not cry over spilt milk, so he's fine. That's a lot of milk, though, on the road. That's like how much milk you would use in a bowl of cereal.
Aren't you funny?
That's like, we're talking that much. I got this. I just realized. I just put these things together. I can't believe it. You do. You put a lot of milk in your cereal.
Okay.
You also put a lot of creamer in your coffee. I don't know. Related or not? Because I've always saying to you, hey, are you going to have cereal with your milk? I'm just messing with you. Keeping on New York, we saw a story the other day about the flooding in Jersey and New York City, and we were looking at video of the subway.
This is crazy.
Smokes, yeah. There's like geysers shooting up, on the side. You know what's funny though? Like the New Yorkers, for the most part, is like, they've seen it all.
I know.
They're just
another thing. I know. It kind of reminded me of coming up. Do you remember Ghostbusters when that?
Yeah, the
was
slime
bubbling under the subway.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh,
that's exactly what it looked like.
That is great.
And the people on the subway are just sitting there on their phones. It's like, yeah, it's
New
York.
Like, yeah, somebody's filming it. Somebody's sitting on there, like, nah, whatever.
See, that's why I like New York. I was in L.A. for like 5 hours in my life and got to see a little bit of L.A. It was, beautiful in its own right, the weather, but everything just seems so fake. Everything. And I just remember the only thing I kept thinking was, like, a New Yorker could take you anytime.
Yeah.
I'm just like, they're just,
not a second thought.
Yeah, it's completely different. Like, everything felt fake in L.A. Or, like, you go into New York City and it's, like, tough and
real.
Real, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like, I don't even know. Like, from your description and descriptions of others, it's like they're in their own little bubble.
Yeah.
Out there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's no reality to life.
Correct. That's the sense I got. And again, I was only there for 5 hours.
Yeah.
But it just felt like you entered. That's perfect.
It's like La La
little
Land.
bubble, and I just kept thinking, I am an East Coast person through and through. So,
and I like snow.
okay. Well, you watch those California ads, and you can.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
Within, a short trip, head into the mountains and do some skiing. Here in Pennsylvania, authorities and animal rescuers, and this is in Bucks County, said they're still searching for one of 2 loose peacocks spotted wandering in the area. The Doylestown Township Police issued an alert Tuesday informing local residents that 2 peacocks had been seen in the area, and one is still on the loose. So if you're in that area, be careful. Be on the lookout. If you have any information on the birds' owners, please contact the Doylestown Township Police Department directly for assistance, the alert stated. So there you go.
I remember being on campus, this was like a long time ago, at Edinburgh, and they have like geese around their like pond or, like right on the campus, and we're walking, and the student I was with was like, oh, we got to go like hard right. I'm like, what? You can't walk near them. So we like go all the way around, and somebody still stayed on the path, another student, and got attacked. I was like, oh, wouldn't you think maybe, I don't know, remove them if you know they're like aggressive? But no, let's just keep that pond and those geese. And
well, I don't. You got this thing against ponds.
I don't have anything against ponds.
Oh, just our pond.
Yeah, just our pond that you
Okay.
don't maintain. Listen, if you would like to put like a Jason mask at the bottom of it, I'm not going to say anything at all. We'll be done.
We're
with
not
this
really in.
conversation. What?
We're not really into the Friday the 13th stuff.
No, but I'm just trying to figure out a way to make it decent.
Okay.
You don't maintain it.
We've been so busy. I'm trying to think of the last time I visited our backyard.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Yes.
See? All right. A North Carolina man said a dream and a gut feeling led to his winning of a $1 million prize from a scratch-off lottery ticket. See, it's kind of like love. I think you don't really realize it till it hits you.
Yeah.
Right? And I think, I don't know what it was. What?
So flipping weird, but go ahead.
No. So last week I'm at the store, and it's just like, I kind of have this feeling like I should get a lottery ticket. Didn't win. And then we were both at the store, and I'm like, we should get one because nobody won. And it kind of turned into now determination, and didn't win anything.
Yeah.
So
I think we've missed the last 2.
But my point about love is, I'm like,
You're waiting for it to hit you?
You think you know until you know. So maybe
someday you'll feel it.
Yeah, this guy. Love or the lottery ticket?
Love.
Oh, okay. The North Carolina man said he's got this. It was like a dream and a gut feeling, right?
Okay.
So it was like pretty strong. Mm-hmm. It hasn't been like that, right now we need to stop and get a lottery ticket.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, this guy won. He had a gut feeling that led him to make his dream come true Friday with a $1 million triple play ticket. Something just told me to play today, he said. He said the winnings will go toward paying bills and investing. I'm tickled to death with this, the man said. So,
all right.
So I'm waiting for either myself or for you
to get a gut feeling.
You get that. You have to wake up, punch me and say, "Honey, I had a dream, a gut feeling.
I can feel it.
We need to get a ticket now."
Okay.
Okay. You just let me know when that hits.
When I can. Okay, great.
board is not doing the job because they should try and rein this guy in. So he's doing a lousy job, but no, I'm not talking about that. Fortunately, we get to make a change in the next, 8 months or so.
For over 11 years, Triple M Roofing has been providing Amish quality craftsmanship and work ethic that you can rely on. Pole barns, decks, porches, siding, and almost all roofing needs, Triple M Roofing will get the job done on time without sacrificing quality or the promise to deliver within your budget. Call today for a free estimate, 814-964-0472. Waiting is what you'll do with the other guys. Getting it done is what we do. Amish owned and operated, we're Triple M Roofing.
Who can solve this equation? Ooh, me. Anyone else? Fine. Jake from State Farm. Again.
Right. It's the personal price plan theorem. If you bundle your home and auto, that can equal an affordable price just for you.
Bundling. Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Are you tired of juggling multiple pill bottles? Titusville Express Pharmacy has your solution, now offering compliance packaging. Your medication sorted and sealed by dose, making it easier than ever to stay on track. In a hurry? Take advantage of our convenient drive-through service. We also offer free local delivery for those that qualify. Titusville Express Pharmacy, where convenience meets care. Visit us today at 401 West Spring Street in Titusville. Simplify your medication routine with Titusville Express Pharmacy.
Poppy's Equipment and Storage Rental in Pleasantville is committed to providing our customers with exceptional service while offering quality rental equipment. Poppy's is now an authorized steel dealer with everything you need to have for sawing and cutting or mowing to digging. And of course, Poppy's has tents, tables, chairs, heaters, generators, barbecues, and more for your next wedding or get-together. Need firewood or propane? No problem. Whether you're in construction or a weekend warrior, reach out to Poppy's about your next project. Poppy's Place on the Tenesta Road in Pleasantville. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, serving Crawford, Venango, Forest, and Warren counties. Their mission is to provide quality, low-cost, and personal financial products for the growth and security of their members and families. Stop in, call, or visit our website, communityconnectfcu.com, and click Join to get started. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street in Titusville.
Fat Chad's Brewing is Titusville's premier dining destination, offering fine dining served with a cold beverage and great conversations. Try our new menu items, the T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Our pasta entries and sandwiches are just as popular. Try the new lobster ravioli, shrimp and scallop pasta, or our popular Asiago chicken. Don't forget about our famous burgers or fish sandwich, all served with fresh cut fries. Come in Saturday nights for Wild Game Saturdays. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
U.S. stocks ended higher on Wednesday, with the Dow gaining about 0.5%, the S&P 500 climbing roughly 1/3%, and the Nasdaq adding 0.25%, marking the fifth session in 6 that the technology-heavy index has posted a record close. But a chaotic half-hour ensued shortly before midday when news reports suggested President Donald Trump was set to fire Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, explains Liz Miller, founder and president of Summit Place Financial Advisors.
The big move was earlier in the day when a rumor came out that President Trump had said he was going to fire Federal Reserve Chairman Powell. And then we saw the markets react violently, both the bond market and the stock market, and the slow move back as that rumor or floated idea was increasingly clarified, and we were told that the president has no plan to fire Fed Chairman Powell.
Trump's denial revived equity markets as the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq were down roughly 1% earlier. Wednesday marked the second day of second quarter earnings results. Several big Wall Street banks reported stronger profits, which failed to ignite their stock prices. Bank of America and Morgan Stanley declined despite rising profits fueled by more trading activity due to market turbulence in the second quarter. On the flip side, shares of Johnson & Johnson, one of the S&P 500's best performers of the day, gained more than 6% after cutting its expectations for tariff-related costs this year in half and raising its full-year sales and profit forecast.
Let's take a look at that weather forecast for northwest Pennsylvania. On this Thursday morning, we are looking at cloudy conditions, a stray shower thunderstorm possible with highs today in the upper 70s. Mostly cloudy skies tonight with a low down around 60. Friday, partly cloudy, upper 70s. Saturday, mostly cloudy with temperatures in the mid 80s. Sunday, some morning rain showers, upper 70s. Monday, mostly sunny with temperatures in the upper 70s. Meadville this morning at 73 degrees. Cambridge Springs, Edinburgh at 73. Titusville 74. Franklin 75. Oil City 75 degrees here this morning. That is a look at your weather forecast at 8:08. This is the morning drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Glad you're with us here on this Thursday morning, getting you closer to the weekend. And a lot of great events happening. We'll be running through those events coming up tomorrow before wrapping things up. Again, a busy Friday. We've got Dr. Stephanie Feely from the Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville. We also have Emily Altamar of the Oil Region Alliance as summer activities continue and tourism still remains extremely busy this time of year, especially with the festivals coming up. And Mr. Sports, Bruce Peterson, will be joining us as well tomorrow. So looking forward to that. I want to congratulate the Titusville YWCA this morning. They received a nice presentation from our friends over at Armstrong. The Sedgwick Charitable Foundation in Armstrong made a generous donation of $30,000 to the Titusville YWCA. The gift directly supports youth scholarship programs and will continue to provide funding for the 6th grade initiative, which provides free YMCA memberships to all area 6th grade students. So big thanks to the Sedgwick Charitable Foundation and Armstrong for their generous gift to the Titusville YMCA. 9 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. Well, Angela Morton, I know she gets emotional when she joins the program, a little choked up over there, but doing well. Angela Morton is the consortium director with UPMC Western Behavioral Health at Safe Harbor. Also hosts the TV show Recovery Is on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, and she joins us here this morning. Hi, Angela. How are you?
Good. How are you, Luke? Thanks for having me. And explain that. I took a sip of water while you were doing the weather, and I said, am I the first person to make Luke Rio laugh during the weather report because I was choking?
Just watching you struggle over there.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
I hope you're doing well.
Thank you. All better now.
Okay, good. Good to see you this morning.
You too.
Summer's a busy time for you. it seems like there's a lot of events that happen in the summer, and it's great to get everybody out and together. Maybe it's the weather. I don't know. Maybe you can explain this, but yeah, summer's a great time to provide some different types of programming with what you do.
Well, everybody's out and about in the summer, so we should try to find things to do all year round. I think it's easier. Everybody's so excited that in our climate, we have this great weather and everybody's super busy for 3 or 4 months. But it's important to have a sense of community. And so the Recovery is NWPA grant projects you had mentioned, I work for Safe Harbor. Hammett Health Foundation is the grantee for regional grants through the Rural Communities Opioid Response Program. So we have grant funding for Venango, Crawford. Now it's Mercer, Clarion, Erie County. It was specifically the Corey area. Now we've got a number of grants that kind of encompass the whole region to address substance use in our areas and get people connected to services, break down barriers for people getting, recovery support or treatment if they need it, getting activities and things to do that are recovery friendly and family friendly, and of course prevention, working with youth and families to prevent future substance use.
So, and maybe you can talk about this real quick before we get into the community aspect, which I think will be the theme this morning. But obviously, if grants are provided, there's a couple things going on. One, they're looking at needs in this area, right? And you've been doing this for a while now, where they're looking at it and going, okay, we're having some success here. We like what Angela's doing. We like what she's developing here, and the people working with you on this. That has to be something you're proud of, to be able to have that sort of impact here in Northwest Pennsylvania.
Yes, and I would say humbled, because it's not, I'm honored to lead the consortium for Hammett Health Foundation's grants. I can't take credit for the work. I can lead, I can create an umbrella of, an infrastructure of communication and services. Our consortium members that are listed on our recoveryiscommunity.org website, if you scroll down to the bottom, and there are links to every agency. We've got hospitals that like LECOM, Meadville Medical Center, UPMC Northwest, and Hammett. Crawford, Erie, Venango County Drug and Alcohol Offices, Primary Health Network, a lot of social service agencies. Thank you for pulling that up. And those are all live links to the agencies. So we have providers of behavioral health, like mental health and substance use care, primary care providers, managed care and insurance coverage. So all of those agencies are working together in different ways. Sometimes, behind the scenes in more quiet ways, maybe by providing training for their staff, and others are maybe front-facing by providing the facility for some activities or some events and helping coordinate them.
And you have people that are reaching out to you even today saying, hey, how can we be a part of this? How can we help? Which, again, goes along with that humble feeling, right?
Yeah, it's humbling. It's when I said that to you this morning, we have worked to build the consortium, and I wasn't here when they had a planning grant and started the consortium. Was a smaller group, but they started the consortium and then hired me to lead the group, and then we've added several others, and there may even be 1 or 2 missing because we've added some other entities recently. And in the last couple of months, we've had people reach out to say, hey, how can I become part of your consortium? So it's really blossomed into a network or a coalition of sorts that is working together to increase access to care, to do trainings, to reduce stigma, to have casual conversations about substance use so that we're not whispering about it and afraid to talk about it.
How many times have you, maybe in the course of having these conversations, are you running up against people that are protective of what they do and they're not quite sure of what you're providing, or they want to, but as they get to know you and as you explain what you're trying to do and partner, they're opening the door saying, oh, okay, yes, this is a good relationship.
That's interesting, because I don't think we've ever talked about that, but in any, growth and change in any situation can be uncomfortable. So you get kind of in a rut, or those dangerous words, this is how we've always done it.
Right.
That sometimes we say, here's this group of people and some grant funding that came in and are going to make us better, are going to tell us what we should do. There's no telling. This is a cooperative group of people saying, what can we do best to support our region and getting people connected? So maybe, I mean, I'm probably going to put this out. We have a consortium like visioning and networking event. We're getting together in person for the first time in a long time because we're all over the region. And it may be something I ask that, was it uncomfortable, or tell me how it was uncomfortable at first. Because I think there was that, let's build trust. Let's see what this means. What does the funding mean? How much control will we have over being able to use it and support people with it? Or is somebody going to come in and tell us what we should be doing more of or less of, or how to do better? And it really just, we built a relationship among our whole consortium where I think we speak pretty openly about it. And at this point, people would come forward and say, that's not how I really want to do it, but could we do this? Like, could we host a training about this? Or could do this somewhere different? And so I'm going to ask probably more directly because we've not talked about it, but I think there is an element of change is hard and sometimes uncomfortable, and growth can be painful, but we've grown in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and people do get protective of their product or their approach to things, and for some it can be kind of like, okay, let's take this slow and kind of figure out what we do and what you do, and hopefully we can come together.
The government, I think the reason they give funding to areas like ours is because in rural areas, people unintentionally or inadvertently get siloed into, I'm doing what I'm doing, you're doing what you are doing, stay in your lane. And it's not that there's not cooperation, but sometimes it becomes like there are territories of housing, mental health, drug and alcohol, primary care, obstetrics, overdose prevention, suicide prevention, and they get to be sort of proficient or expert people in each of those areas. And I've learned a lot over the last 5 years about being able to lean into somebody who knows a little more than I do about something, even if I am maybe a content expert in a certain area. But we can all learn from each other, and I think we're all learning that we can say, I hadn't thought about this angle, and maybe I want to do a little more of that at my agency.
Yeah, see, people are used to that 2-lane highway, and then Angela comes in with the carpool lane saying, hey, let's ride together.
Anybody who knows me and is listening, there are folks that would say, hey, yeah, we're doing great, and I love recognizing when we're doing great, but I'm not afraid of change. I'm a change maker. I'm a middle child, peacemaker of let's everybody get along and do something great together. So if we say, hey, my program is perfect and I can make no improvements, or I'm a perfect parent and there's nothing I can do better, I think those are, it's kind of a dangerous attitude, because it means you have no room for improvement, no room for growth. So even if we're doing great things, it doesn't mean there's not some room to listen to the consumers of those services to say, this was harder to get to than you realize. You expected me to come to you and jump through a lot of hoops, and you don't realize how high those hoops are when you're in pain, or you're withdrawing, or you're in poverty, or you don't have transportation to get there. So I think that breaking down those barriers, building the communication and the network is really important, and having a sense of community and front-facing with people, being with people at a community breakfast like this Saturday at FCCA in Meadville. The second and fourth Saturday of every month, they have a free breakfast, and we're hosting a corporal from Heritage Affairs with the state police who shares his own experience of trauma and how he became an officer to address some of our hate crimes and trauma in policing and community. So having those relationships with people and being in rooms with people who are receiving the services or who've been unhoused or are unhoused, and being able to talk to people and hear that, the nothing about us without us. For us to anybody to be a group of people saying, here's how we want to fix something without asking the people that are being impacted is we're missing the mark if we're not getting the people who need us involved.
We just brought up a couple of events, but it's really a month full of lots of things going on. So let's kind of talk about some of those big things and what to expect the rest of the summer.
Yeah, July and August are full. We have one of our grants, the psychostimulant support grant, is coming to an end. So anytime one of those, 3-year periods ends, we're trying to make sure to dot our I's and cross our T's and tie up those loose ends and get things planned and utilize all of the funding and the resources. So we have, you probably have the website in front of you. So from memory, I'm going to go with on the 16th, which is next, I'm thinking in person, next Wednesday, we have somebody that we contract with to do compassion fatigue training. We get a lot of people who show up for her virtual sessions. So we've actually invited her to come from the other side of the state and do a workshop from 9 to 1 on the 16th at Vernon Place, Meadville Medical Center in Meadville up on the hill.
These are the...
Yes, so those are the virtual.
trainings,
So there's
yeah.
a virtual on the 15th, but then the 16th she's coming to do a workshop called Healing the Healers. So anybody who's working with other humans in primary health care, behavioral health care, substance use, mental health, any kind of caregivers who feel like they need a little nurturing to address their own fatigue from being in a compassionate and caring situation or providership. So she's doing that on the 16th. We have someone coming on the 23rd for contingency management, another workshop at Meadville Medical Center's Vernon Place. And then Dr. Dwayhe is returning on the 29th of August for an experiential advanced intermediate motivational interviewing session. So anybody who has attended over the last couple of years motivational interviewing can come and have a day workshop where we practice the skills. And I'm doing a pop-up July 31st. It's probably not on the website yet. I'm going to do a pop-up noon to 1:30, a brush up on motivational interviewing, and for anybody who hasn't had it, to get a little bit of that, just to get a foundation before Dr. Dwayhe's session at the end of August. We also have big community events like the Titusville. This isn't our event, but we're partnering to participate at Ironworks here in Titusville. That's on Friday the 25th of July, I think, from 11 to, did I say 11 to 4, 11 to 3? And there are going to be a lot of vendors and giveaways and health screenings and resources. We have a community baby family shower for families with children under the age of 2 on July 22nd at FCCA in Meadville. I think that's from 3 to 6 p.m. We have tickets I'm getting for the Academy Theater, Alice in Wonderland. You reach out on the website to me. As soon as I have those purchased, people can reach out to me to get those. I'm probably missing, we've got a lot of things in Venango County too, like library events, Overdose Awareness Day, the end of August. So all of those things are either on our website or will be on the website in the coming days.
Okay, and if they go to recoveryascommunity.org, they can go to that tab, training and events.
Yes, that's the training and events. Some of the community events will also be on the calendar. The main page is Recovery is NWPA for Northwest Pennsylvania. recoveryisnwpa.org. And on the left, there's a button for if you need help. There's a calendar, like an interactive calendar on that page. On the Recovery is Community page, it's more of the grant projects, training, professional connections, and resources.
Okay. And that's good to know, too, the difference between those two sites. So if you come across those, like the NWPA and the community.
Yes, they're both, you could reach us at either of those. I think my number is at the bottom of each of those pages. There are links to get a hold of your local county drug and alcohol offices if you need recovery support, case management, treatment, regardless of your ability to pay, Narcan, drug testing strips, overdose prevention supplies. So your county offices often have those for free, so you can just call and say, hey, I need some Narcan for overdose reversal. I want to have it on hand, or I'd like to get involved. I'd like to come to some trainings. I'd like to become a certified recovery specialist and use my lived experience to help other families.
Let's do this real quick. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Angela Morton with us here this morning. The other great thing is whether you're an individual or a family, there are support groups available. It's just a matter of calling, right, to kind of see what's available and when it's available?
Yes, so we put a lot of links on our website to other resources like Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, like the traditional 12-step fellowship. There are lists of meetings in every region. There are support groups at our consortium partner agencies like Safe Harbor and CHAPS and activities at FCCA and Center for Family Services. Here in Titusville, there's lots of activities. We're trying to get more engagement over here too. So We appreciate even conversations like this and you always having me here every month to talk about this, because it's how people get more comfortable. If it means that somebody hears us talking and they decide to talk about their own substance use or wanting to cut back or wanting to like drink a little less or make sure they're not misusing a prescription or talk to their family about it, the more frankly we can talk to each other like any other medical condition, the more likely we are to open up to each other when we need to.
We were talking before coming on. I was asking you, I think, about addiction. What's more addictive? Is it, or trying to maybe recover from an addiction? Is it on the alcohol side? Is it the drug side? And we were both kind of talking about alcohol. It's so available and so accepted,
socially accepted.
Yeah, that it's everywhere. It is, again, that was sort of an interesting conversation because people seem to be, okay with that, but really, there's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah, and I don't think there are sides per se. Like when you said, is it the alcohol side versus the drugs? I think that I've talked to so many people seeking recovery or in recovery or actively using substances or drinking alcohol. As a substance, alcohol is still the number one culprit for ER visits and health conditions and death. So it's still the most dangerous, even if it is socially acceptable and accessible. I've talked to people who would say it was harder. They'd say, I can never pick up a drink again. I've tried many times to cut back. I've tried to moderate. I've tried to just drink once in a while, and it just never works for me because that happens to be the one thing I have a really hard time with. And maybe they are using nicotine, smoking, or vaping, or medical marijuana, or something else, but would say that alcohol was really difficult. I've talked to other people who would say, I can have a social drink, and I only do it about 3-4 times a year. But if anybody ever came up to me with coke or meth, then I would have a really hard time because I had a hard time getting, away from that. So everybody's wired differently. We're still learning so much about the neurology, the biology of addiction and understanding how it changes our brain. Any of us can pick up anything at any time. So when we delay that age of first use while our brains are developing, especially, in youth up to early to mid 20s, that we can at least then, if somebody chooses to try something, a pill, a cigarette, a drink, a joint, that when your brain is developed and isn't creating those like new pathways, you're not as high a risk of dependence. That doesn't mean everybody should pick something up right now because we're over 25, but really just being aware of all of us are wired differently. People would say, I'm never going to get addicted. Nobody ever wakes up and says, I think I'll try something, and 2 years from now I'm going to look back on this and I'm going to be addicted. Nobody goes into it thinking that could happen, but it can happen to anybody, and we never know how we're going to respond to something. And there's so many details of our genetics, our makeup, our wiring, our own emotional state, our experience of trauma, what we're trying to feel versus not feel, or drown out or numb. So everybody's going to use something differently, and it might impact you and it might not impact me.
Well, and I think the other thing, again, you could have two people with the same, symptoms of something go into the doctor, and the diagnosis or the treatment is going to be completely different for each one. So the point I'm trying to make is everybody's different. And we can't, and something that I think you've been trying to get across for as long as you've been joining us here is you can't just pigeonhole people into this category. Everyone is different. Some of the paths may start out the same, but that course and that journey that they're on is going to be different for everybody.
There's no one right way to recover. Yeah. So if it means that somebody is quitting completely, and I respect the programs and the complete abstinence that a lot of people choose, while I also respect that there are people who cut back and are using like ways to reduce risk, and they're still managing their lives. So recovery is going to look different for everyone, and there's no wrong way to recovery.
Let's wrap up, again, the community aspect with a lot of events this month, next month, but just that feeling, that sense that I know you had a big smile on your face when you were telling me that it's great to see people come together. And that's sort of the theme for this summer.
Yeah, when you have kids coming up and playing a game and maybe getting to take a game home with them and being with their parents and saying, mom or dad or grandma, grandpa, come over, brothers and sisters, like, come and play this game with me. And you're seeing families together. It gives you a little bit of a chill because we all know that we need that. We hope we can find that, memory of simple times and create more of those so that when kids are struggling or if they ever are approached, they can have trusted adults to talk to and be with and feel connected to, but also adults can feel that sense of connection and belonging that we all need. We might resist, we might even say, I'm not a people person, which many of us are not, but there's still a sense of belonging and community and humanity by just being together, sharing a meal, going to breakfast, playing a game together, or just showing up at a health fair and seeing some other people and getting some resources.
Whether it's community events or training sessions that are offered, there's a lot of great trainings available. You can go to the website to learn more. So,
great.
Angela, great to see you this morning.
Great to see you too. Thanks for having me, Luke.
All the best.
You too.
So, no, we're not planning on doing anything. We're very concerned. He's doing a little renovation for $2.5 billion of the Fed, building a renovation, and they have a close to $900 million cost overrun, and it's a shame. But the biggest cost overrun is the cost overrun for interest rates, because we should be paying 3 points lower. And we would save $1 trillion a year in interest if that were the case. And all it is the stroke of a pen. But no, I'm not talking about that. Fortunately, we get to make a change in the next, 8 months or so. And we'll pick somebody that's good, and we'll pick somebody. I just want a fair job.
Are you completely ruling out the idea of firing Jerome Powell?
I don't rule out anything, but I think it's highly unlikely.
There's lots of reports coming into this meeting that you planned on firing Fed Chair Jay Powell. Markets react.
Is that right? Those are reports, but they're not true.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Levin, and I proudly own and operate Puppy Levin. Puppy Levin is a pet care salon dedicated to caring for your furry companions. We provide certified dog grooming services along with boarding and doggy daycare. Our facility is family-owned and operated and promise personalized care for every pet that comes through our doors. If you're worried about your furry friend being lonely when you're gone, we also have on-site personnel 24/7 just for their comfort. Follow us on Facebook and call or text us at 814-758-9259 to make an appointment today.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
Sheer Design is Titusville's exclusive Paul Mitchell-focused salon. This full-service salon specializes in coloring, cuts, nails, and tanning. Owner Angela Saxon has over 20 years' experience as a Paul Mitchell professional. She and her licensed staff offer all cuts and styles for men and women of all ages. Call 814-827-0010 or stop in at 116 South Kerr Street in Titusville.
J. Gill Plumbing and Heating takes pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. With over 30 years of experience, our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. Our team is dedicated to making your home the ultimate place of comfort. Call today to get a free estimate. We also offer financing options and membership opportunities that provide peace of mind and cost savings. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online 24/7 at jgillplumbingheating.com.
If you're looking for a professional massage therapist, Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville is here for you. Ray and Rauch graduated from Slippery Rock University with a bachelor's degree in exercise and rehabilitative sciences with an emphasis in athletic training. Tranquil Moments offers a wide range of services from Swedish massage to deep tissue, sugar scrubs to hot towel inclusion therapy. Like them on Facebook and visit their website to learn more about all the services they offer. Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville.
Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733. Joining us this morning, Ashleigh English from the Titusville YWCA. She's the executive director there. Hi, Ashleigh. How are you?
Pretty good on this muggy morning.
Yes.
It's moist. It's definitely moist out, but pretty good.
It's already been kind of a busy couple weeks since the school season is wrapped up, but it's just like right into the new stuff and people are asking about fall. So but yeah, so right now the big thing, United Way and YWCA partner to have the pool open Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 1 to 4. It's a free swim. Anybody, any age is welcome. We do ask that if it's a child under 7 that they have a caregiver with them. But anybody is welcome. It is totally free to, like I said, anybody. So we have adults that come, we have families that come, we have teens, kids. It's just, and we opened for the first time on Tuesday, and we've had probably, I think yesterday we probably had about 80 people. So just that's a nice way to get a little exercise, have some fun, get off of the screens for a little bit. So bring the kids, doesn't cost you anything, just opportunity to get wet and enjoy some fun, have some fun. Yeah, and you're not worried about rain or if it's cold.
Right. I mean, severe storms. So I'm a little concerned about this afternoon. One, because a lot of the kids that come do walk. So going to watch the weather here to see. We might have to call it for today, but otherwise we are open. The drizzle's not going to shut us down or anything like that.
Now, do they go to your Facebook page to get that update, or where can they go to learn?
Yeah, probably my Facebook page would be, and then I'll try to share it to as many places as I can to see if we're staying open. But yeah, definitely. But most days we're going to be there. Today I'm just a little concerned with the weather. So, but yeah, it's a great, and we appreciate the school district. Helps us out with allowing us to do this. So. Take advantage of it while we're there, because we'll only be there till the end of July.
Okay. You like blink?
And that's like that. That's we open and it's almost like it's over as soon as it starts. So that's going on. A few little kids programs that a craft and snack. On Mondays we're doing a movement, so you can dance, cheer, tumble. On Tuesdays, again, just some little things to keep kids active, motivated, something to do. The library's got programs going on, so you can kind of match up some of your activities at times. Stop into the library, come to the pool, go to the
lots to do. Our parks are amazing. We've got new equipment, in the city parks. So yeah, take advantage of it.
It's so important not to, parents go off to work, and it's probably easy for the kids to go and get on their gaming consoles and start playing things. But when there's so many activities out there, get out and just enjoy being outside.
Absolutely.
And
I get for working parents, it is hard to try to get your kids to that, but that's, to call a friend, maybe you have somebody that can grab the kids from the sitter or wherever they're at for the summer. And just hopefully, that the kids get to take advantage of some of these activities and get out, because there is a lot going on in the community. There really is.
All right. Community roundtable on healthcare?
Yeah. So this, we really want to hear from folks that use these services, that if you are a Medicare, Medicaid recipient, what concerns do you have, and really, are you letting your elected officials know? So kind of bringing folks together. One, do you know about these proposed cuts and changes to these programs? And it is very much up in the air. We don't know yet. What passed in the House, still has to get through the Senate. But if you have concerns, not only at a federal level, but at the state level too, you need to let your elected officials know how you're going to be impacted by the proposed changes with medical assistance, with food stamps, all those types of things, and just be aware of it. And the other thing is that's really important for people that have received those medical assistance and SNAP benefits, that you, when that renewal comes in the mail, and I heard, I think it's a pink envelope now. So if you get that pink envelope in the mail, pay attention to it. It's not junk mail. Don't just throw it away, because then if you don't do those renewals, then all of a sudden you're like, wait, I don't have coverage, or why didn't my food stamps come through this month? And then you have to go through this whole process of reapplying. So it's so important that people stay up to date on that. And so we're just, everybody has a voice in our democracy. So make sure you're using yours is kind of this approach. And like I said, just letting people maybe learn a little bit about these proposed changes and then how they think it's going to affect them. And if it is going to affect them in a negative way, they need to let their elected officials know.
And that's coming up.
That's Monday night. We're going to do it at 5, so you can come to the YW. We're going to, have some people there. Kids can play in the gym, or hope maybe even better if we could be outside. Have a little refreshments for you, and then maybe you want to wander down to the concert in the park. So we just kind of thought, get out for the evening, come share your thoughts, your voice, and then you can saunter down to the park for that concert in the park.
Excellent. All right. So that's coming up on Monday.
Monday the 23rd, 5 o'clock, yeah.
A lot of, I know nobody wants to talk about fall in the new school year. It just seems like once the kids come home that last day of school, they're bringing home all this information already for, the fall. And like Associated Charities, I know they're doing some stuff.
They're starting their back to school sign-ups and, those things. So what I am really going to talk about, though, I just got back from an immunization conference that the state holds, and it's just so important that you're talking to your doctor about what you need, about what your children need. The measles outbreak in Texas and in New Mexico in particular has really had a significant impact. Actually, they had shown a graph. Texas created a whole new color. When they say, like, here's 0 to 10 cases, and here's, Texas has had over 70 cases, and basically a lot spread into New Mexico because of close proximity. These are our preventable diseases. We don't want to see them come back. If we have herd immunity, we can keep these things from happening. So, make sure that those traditional vaccines you're talking to your doctor about them, that you're getting them. And then again, those seasonal things, if you are in that category and you would benefit, take advantage of it. Modern medicine's an amazing thing. Take advantage of it.
Well, and we've talked before, that goes along the lines like, if you haven't been to your doctor in a while, if you haven't had that yearly checkup, get back into that routine. I know things have been thrown off for a little bit, but you need to kind of start making those appointments and getting things checked, because there's so much of this stuff is either preventable, or if there is something more serious,
you can at least limit some of the risk for it. So, yeah, and definitely prevention is the key. We did a lot of work in the school this spring with tobacco prevention. Paula DeGregory and I were, doing some work with the elementary schools and at the middle school. And the big word to the kids is, if you don't start, you don't have to stop. So, this is, and you rarely do you find adults using tobacco products that are like, best thing I ever did. I got myself hooked on cigarettes, or I got myself hooked on a vape. Most adults that have the addiction, they don't enjoy that's something but it's an addiction. So getting off of it's really hard. So the thing that we want to talk to these kids about is there is nothing positive about using nicotine products in the long run for your health. There's just no positive benefit from it. So with your lungs, with your brain, all those, your heart, the environment. So, prevention there again. If you don't start, you don't have to quit.
Oh, here's a case. This was at the end of May.
That was at the end of May. That was World No Tobacco Day. So that was just around the city lot that's right behind Main Street School. And then we did a little bit over by the Giant Eagle area. And it was like less than it was probably about 45 minutes of picking up. And those were the cigarette butts we picked up just in that little area. So those are just things like we need to think about that, because one, it's a pollutant. Two, it's bad for, it's bad for the environment. It's bad for your animals. It looks horrible. And really it's bad for your health, whether you're the smoker or your secondhand smoke. Even third-hand smoke that we know is like on clothing or on the walls can be detrimental to people's health. So we're really pushing that. And there was a group that went at the end of May too, and met at the state capitol. We took some middle school girls and went to the state capitol, met with Scott Hutchinson while they were there as one of their representatives, and just talked about the concerns of continuing with funding for prevention, because we know it works. If you look at kids vaping and compare like 5 years ago, it has gone down. Prevention works. It's absolutely there. As kids know the dangers and what, despite the industry working so hard to get new customers, we do know that prevention works. That if kids are aware of what that could do to their body, they're less likely to get started, much more so than punitive measures, where you're going to be fined, you're going to be kicked out of school, you're going to be, we know that prevention's key. So making sure that those funds are there to keep prevention going. We were
watching something the other night, and one of the commercials came on, and I just thought how powerful it goes through, and, it's, in this case, the lady had the device in her throat, in a hole in her throat. And then the last slide is she passed away. Right. It's like, wow.
Right, and the pictures of the chewing tobacco, the guys that have half their face removed, and then you'll see, and later on they eventually died, at a very young age. These deaths that really don't, they're preventable. They're preventable if you don't use the products. Hopefully you're not going to have to deal with those issues. I mean, flukish things happen.
Sure.
I'm sure, people get mouth cancer that don't use tobacco products. Things can happen, but significantly less chance. So, absolutely.
Now, with that same group, did you stop in Pittsburgh on the way home, or was that a different group that was at the Pirate?
Oh, those were a different group of kids. Those were more high school kids. And so Adagio, which is the funder for the nicotine source, they had an opportunity that we could take some kids to a Pirate game. Had really great seats. We were right on in Pirates 1. There were fireworks.
I know the game.
So yeah. So it was just that was Memorial Day weekend. That Friday night of Memorial Day weekend, we took a group of kids, and what a super group of students. No, you're thinking like, oh my gosh, we're taking 20 kids to a Pirate game in Pittsburgh, and what could happen? And you're kind of a nervous wreck. And then as we got in and settled in, it's like, this is a really great group of kids. They're just. They were there and they enjoyed the stadium and enjoyed the game and the experience, and no issues at all.
That's great. You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
EXP Stream is the best way to get all your TV in one place. Stream all of your favorite live TV, including news and sports, plus cloud DVR to handle all of your recordings. EXP Stream from Armstrong. Streaming solved.
Ashleigh English from the Titusville YWCA with us here this morning. As you say that, if you're somebody who has a chance to work with students, most of the time everybody says that we have such great kids today, because you do hear people say, "Oh, we got that." But we do have some great kids coming through, and that's important to know for those who sit there and say,
and it's hard because when I look at our dances, maybe, and maybe we get 150 kids or something. There might be 2 or 3 that are just a pain and cause trouble, and they're disrespectful, but the majority of the kids, there's no issues at all. They dance, they have fun. I'm not saying there might be, we might have a tear here and there because somebody, got their heart broken from, somebody doesn't want to dance with you or whatever. But, it's not, it's typical, growing up heartache kind of stuff. Not that we're having major problems with drugs or alcohol use or fights or theft. Generally very respectful. So we really do, and I'm not saying that we don't have, we do have some issues, there are kids that have a lot of need, but the majority of them really do a nice job. So, I have hope. I have hope that, the folks that will be taking care of me here will do a good job. So,
well, I think Crawford Heritage Community Foundation made a...
Yeah, we got a nice little grant from them, and really what was funny is we replaced a Circle Time rug that had been... probably, I'm thinking Lodge might have been there. So it's probably a 15-year-old or more. Well, yeah, your kids would have sat on the old rug. And when we compare, it's the same rug, but I mean, it is like so many shades brighter and just beautiful.
It looks nice.
It's gorgeous, and so the old one's going to be used in another room just to control traffic, but that one is great. And then we got a smart board. We used the funding as well to get a smart board for Circle Time and just general use in the classroom. They can use it for movement, they can use it for letter recognition, color recognition. Amy's really getting into how best to use it in the room, but it's a super nice tool to have in the classroom. We're very thankful that we were able to, that Crawford Heritage was able to help us out with that.
And YW usually takes part right in Crawford Gives?
Yes.
Okay, so that's coming up. Yeah. So just, look out for the YWCA there. And
absolutely. So, and the things that when you give, we have concerns. We are not heavily government funded. But we've already seen some cuts that have happened, and worried about more cuts as things come down from the federal. Of course, then they affect the state, and then of course they affect the local, and then so there are concerns about some of the money that we get, particularly in our housing program. It doesn't affect our education program. And those types of things. But if we have to funnel more funds to keep our housing program going through our general funds because of lost government money, we're not able to do as much in the community. That's just the the truth of it. We're not able to do as much. So, please think of us, because we already know we've had some funding cuts.
And then you get into, and again, I think you're somebody who, if you wanted, or somebody wants to sit down with you and have conversations or learn more or figure out how.
I love talking about the YWCA. Okay. So you can call me, you can stop in, and I will talk your ear off. So come prepared. But yes, we can talk about lots of things. I love to show off our facility. We're in that gallery district of Titusville. We work very hard to keep it looking nice as people visit our community and are part of our community. That is one of the most beautiful, I'm partial, but I think it's one of the most beautiful blocks in town, with the two churches, St. James House, the library, the Masonic building. I mean, it's just, we've got some beautiful buildings there that are historic in nature.
Somebody who drives home every night and passes I'm always looking, and it
really is.
Nice,
it's a gorgeous area. And I think all the organizations that are there, we work very hard to maintain that, because they're old buildings and they require a lot. They require a lot of love. But it's worth it.
If you got some money and you want to help the YW, it's always...
We're always here to talk. Absolutely.
And of course, memberships help.
Memberships help. And again, you're basically saying, I support what you do. And, $30 a year is a membership. If you have more, we'll take more for sure. But you're just saying, I support what you do here. I support your mission. I support what you do in the community. And I want to make sure that you continue to stay here and do the things you do.
And of course, great programs. You got Kickoff Cheer Camp coming up in July. And
we'll get our fall cheer going. I've had people asking me. I just haven't thought that far ahead yet. But it'll be there. We'll have fall cheer coming up. And... just get the ball rolling with things that are going on.
Well, I'm really excited, but I'm not rushing summer, so.
No, that's the thing. People are like, when are you signing up for fall? And I'm like, I'm still just trying to get the pool going and all that kind of stuff and get through summer. It'll be there. We'll get it out. And I understand, though, families are so busy. And I remember when my kids were younger, I was planning out summer, in March, what was going on. And then you just, so I get it. And I'm assuming soccer signups have started.
Yes.
So.
Well, yeah. And just like you said, like everybody starts messaging like in April when our signups, it's like, okay, they're coming up. And honestly, I kind of forgot about it for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then we got reminded at the end of May. I'm like, oh yeah, we usually have it open by like beginning. We did, but.
It sneaks up on people.
Yes.
And I've heard that as you get older, because we don't have as much new stuff happening, time just goes faster and faster and faster, because we're not experiencing new things like when you're little and you're constantly learning. And I don't know who I saw that. I'm sure I saw it on a Facebook reel or something. But, and it is, and it's like, I've got to start learning some new things to slow down this time, because it just goes like, it's like, oh my gosh, it's already Thursday. How'd that happen?
Is that one of the things that you enjoy when you get into that time of the year, though, coming up with these types of programs? Because you have some really good, thoughtful programs where you invite the community to come in and have discussions, or listen to local people who know stuff like this, or you bring in somebody.
We want to hear from people. Everybody has a voice, and we want to hear. Everybody has value. Everybody has voice. We want to hear from you.
Well, Facebook page, website, phone number, stop in and take a tour.
Stop in. We're not there as much in this. I don't sit at my desk a whole lot, but if you message me, I'll get right back to you, and we'll figure out a time to talk. I'm at the pool a lot in the summer too with so I'm sweaty and I'm a gross mess, but yes, I will be. You can find me at the pool too, but love to talk about the YWCA and what we have going on.
Excellent. Ashleigh, great seeing you this morning.
Great seeing you. Thanks so much.
All the best.
Bye-bye.